Hello, cocktail fans, and welcome to the Gentlemen of Elegant Leisure. Leisure?
Oh. Now, full disclosure, I thought when we started this thing,
Yeah.
it was called the Gentlemen of Ella Fitzgerald. And all we were going to be doing was talking about Ella,
Her grand music?
grand music, jazz.
Yeah, isn't that
We could. It's been all, I don't know much about it.
isn't that what we've been doing?
Welcome to the Gentlemen of Ella Fitzgerald.
What, not Elephant Pleasure anymore?
That's my new bit. I come up with
A new name every show.
every show.
Until we find one that sticks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or stinks.
Yeah.
We'll wait till it goes viral on the internet, and then we'll adopt it for our official slogan.
To remind you, have you guys all had your flu shots?
Now, don't do flu shots.
No.
No.
Because it might go viral. That's what I'm worried about.
I see. Now, you always want people to get the flu shots.
Yeah, that way I don't need to.
That's right.
If enough people get the flu shot, the flu doesn't, get out there, and I'm fine not getting it.
And yet today, you claim to feel under the weather.
I claim that, yes.
And now he's going to spread it to us.
Yes.
Well, if you had a flu shot.
It was the old reverse flu shot.
You know, the plague's making a comeback.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
In China?
Yeah.
Making a
Yeah,
bit
the
of a
bubonic plague is up and running.
Yeah.
Because people don't believe in hygiene or getting shots anymore.
Did they not actually eradicate it then?
Well,
and it's escaped from the lab, or does it still exist in pockets because it
it's
is?
in nature.
Oh, I guess it is.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you make a mistake,
Yeah. But it really is the granddaddy of all
yeah.
Oh, it's the
communicable
class.
diseases. It's been around, because you hear it throughout history.
Sure.
It's the Elvis of communicable diseases.
It is.
It really was.
It's got at least one song.
Yeah. Wiped out a third of Europe in the 1300s. Made another comeback, 1600s.
Mhm.
And, from there, various other parts of the world.
Perfectly healthy in the morning,
Yeah.
dead by nightfall.
Dead by nightfall.
Crazy.
I'm feeling better.
Not fooling anyone. And do the rats get it too, or do the rats only carry it?
I thought it's the flea on the rats.
Oh, that's right.
Carry.
It's the flea on the rat.
Right.
No, the
Which is
flea
a-
doesn't
another
get it.
song.
The flea doesn't get it.
No, I don't
Flea's
think it could. Yeah, I don't think the flea.
It gets a nasty cough. That's all.
Yeah.
But if the rat was bitten by the flea, the rat also did not.
That I don't know.
You never heard about bubo covered rats?
Well, I guess any dead rat's a good rat
From most people's point of view.
all the rats are dying. Oh dear, we should look into that.
And so they never really found out what did it back in the day. It would just kill enough people and finally.
Peter out.
I think if
Peter
you
out.
talk to people who were trained, they know all about it.
No,
We
I
don't.
in the day. I
Oh,
mean,
in the day? Oh,
yes.
yeah, no, they had no idea.
They had no idea.
How diseases were spread. I mean, I guess they eventually must have, I think they thought it was the rats. I don't think they knew it was the fleas. So I think they did have a massive rat eradication program.
Oh, okay. Because I think they thought it was cats for a while too. But they thought cats did everything. Huh.
I thought cats could drive a car.
And they had the crazy mask with the big long
Yes.
beak on it.
Yeah.
And the belief of that was.
Well, it was a smell, and so you would put like herbs and stuff in the nose to filter out the whatever thing was in the air.
Right. Meanwhile, there's a flea on your leg.
Yeah.
You've been bitten.
And you're done. You're
Wow.
game over there, Doc.
And I wonder if there was anybody that was naturally immune to it.
I was.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
Because
you.
you're nearly 1,000 years
Yes,
old.
Yes.
Outlander. Frank
Clearly.
Partridge.
No effect on me.
No. Good for you.
I don't know. This sounds fascinating.
I know.
I know. No, this is a cocktail podcast, but some of the, diseases seem to be.
I am going to do some research on that and have a report typed up for the next meeting.
Fantastic. Because, yeah, how far into the show are we right now?
Only 5 minutes.
Well, still 5 minutes. For three guys that know nothing about the play.
Yeah, I know.
We've covered a lot of it.
We've spread enough misinformation to last, several podcasts.
It's going to guarantee the spread of this thing no matter what.
Yes, if we were spreading the plague like we spread misinformation.
We might be.
Goodbye, Europe. Well, anyways, back to lighter stuff.
Should we do roll call?
Oh, yes, I'm Dave.
Dave,
And you're Jason?
present,
Present?
and Fred.
Here.
Here. I remember one time in grade 5, we had a separate teacher for gym, and then that's because the gym teacher was a dumb guy. And so whatever he couldn't teach, then our teacher would teach, right? And he was going through the roll call because we'd moved over to his class. And he said, Jason, and I went, yo. Everybody laughed.
Oh, nice.
And he said, a simple here will do.
Mr. Smarty Pants.
That was pretty good.
And that's how the legend started.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or yo, if the case may be. Yeah, Mr. Gifford.
Yeah. Did you do any more yo's after that?
Oh, we had a Mr. Gifford at my school.
Really?
He was a grade 7 teacher.
And was he there for, how long was he there for?
Well, he taught my sister, so she's 3 years older than me. I don't know how long he was at my school. Probably 4 or 5 years.
I wonder if he transferred to Ray Shepherd after there.
Maybe.
I don't know.
In disgrace.
I don't know what his first name was. He always wore the same shirt. He was one of those kind of teachers. Like
Yeah.
the same shirt for the 4 years that I was
Yeah.
aware of him.
Uh,
It was like a blue
Yeah.
velour long sleeved thing with a stripe on it.
Mm.
yeah, I think that's what he wore. Yeah.
Ah.
I think he thought of it like a uniform.
Probably.
I don't know.
And quite often shorts. I mean, like on the Goldbergs or something,
Yeah.
this guy wore shorts.
Yeah.
Maybe he wore like a longer kind of a rugby pant style in the winter, but Mr. Gifford.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our gym teacher wore the short shorts.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. All year round.
Right. And this was in Surrey?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Right up to.
Yeah. That was
We had to wear them to the nylon ones that had no insulating value whatsoever.
No, it was like wearing the bathing suit.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
But it
a
felt-
bathing suit would have been warmer because this is all gapey and baggy. So, it'd be November, we'd be outside and, it's not raining.
Yeah.
And
No.
so you get a nice cold breeze up your shorts and it's like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's amazing any of us survived.
And yet it's exactly why we
I
survived.
suppose
Yeah.
we're made of tough stuff.
Perhaps if in eastern China or western China, wherever the plague has come back,
Yeah.
if they had had harsh gym teachers like we did.
They'd
Yeah.
still be around today.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so leave a comment at the bottom of the blog post to tell us your favorite gym teacher story and why you drink now.
Yeah, that's why we drink.
Or your favorite plague story.
Yeah. Hey, that's true. That'd be fun. A lot of people might have some, family history, a little family story about the plague.
It's left Jason's speech.
It's an interesting road we've gone down this week.
He's feeling a bit verklempt.
Yeah. But it is a cocktail podcast as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case you didn't know, folks.
And I-
Hang on there long enough.
And I'll talk about my stuff at the intermission.
Sure, because I'm so excited about trying this first drink.
I know. It's
What is
amazing.
it?
It's amazing. This hasn't come up before.
Oh yeah, we haven't even tried to tie it in with this.
I asked Dave to do a chord.
No.
You won't strum.
But you struck a chord.
Yeah, well, I think I struck a nerve.
Oh.
Apparently he's a bedroom guitarist.
Well, have you seen his eyes?
That's true. It goes with his eyes.
Well, I can always just drop in a big chord right here. There! Look at that,
That's
huh?
good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Well done.
Yeah.
thank you.
Way to shred.
And why were we doing that? Oh, oh my God, we should edit these god-awful things, right?
We're doing. That's the.
It's guitar themed.
It's the lead
We
in.
said 2 episodes ago
Mm-hmm.
we were going to do the Fender Bender
Yeah.
in honor of Fender guitar
Uh-huh.
and the Gibson
In honor of Gibson
in
guitar.
honor of Gibson.
Even though those companies have nothing to do with these drinks.
Nothing to do.
No association whatsoever.
Well,
Other
good.
than the name.
That's good. Otherwise, we'd probably have to pay the money.
As Fred said, Fender Bender is really more car related.
Yes, exactly.
Unless
Right.
you're misusing your guitar.
It's like if you had too many Gibsons, you might end up in a Fender Bender.
Right.
Or yes, I see it. Yes, I got a bent Fender. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
fell right off the stage.
Yeah.
But we love a theme, and so that was the theme. But as it turns out, there could be 2 no more different. Is that the right phrase? Is that the right sentence?
Oh yeah, no, that's perfectly.
Right, 2 more different drinks than these drinks, apart from one another, comparatively speaking.
Could they be? Yeah, exactly.
And so we started to look into the Gibson, both Dave and Fred and myself, both of us. looked into the Gibson.
Yeah.
And the Gibson is fascinating history.
Oh, yeah.
What did you find out, other than what we discussed
I
yesterday?
don't know, I looked up Gibson guitar.
Oh,
Oh, good.
well, have you got any background on Gibson guitar to open with?
Formed in 1902 and been around making stringed instruments ever since.
And where are they located?
Nashville. They started in Kalamazoo,
Oh.
but then they moved to Nashville. I think they have a few plants in different places in the States, but
Funny.
yeah,
Yeah, Nashville, not much of a music town.
No, that's
No,
just
it's
odd.
Yeah, weird.
Well, neither is Kalamazoo, really. But, you know, where it started.
Yeah, mostly known for their automobiles.
Yeah, the Nash Metropolitan, of course.
And Fender's, it was originally in Fullerton, California, but they're now, I think they're in Corona, which is not that far.
Have you ever been there?
I have been to both places, Fullerton and Corona. In fact, my wife went to university at Cal State Fullerton.
Well,
Have you been to
both factories?
Can you tour the Fender factory?
I think you can.
Well, all right.
We'll put a link at the bottom of wherever you put links.
And Fender, if you're listening, we'll be down for our free tour
Yes.
Yeah.
in the next little while.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
what about the drinks?
well, the funny thing about the Gibson, right, is we were discussing this yesterday, and so I wanted to have a little bit of background stuff here. So I'm going to give some comment, and then you guys can chime in because of what we discussed.
All right.
It's called the Gibson, and it's very similar to the Gin Martini.
How so?
It's identical to the dry Gin Martini.
Oh, okay.
Except instead of a briny olive,
Yeah.
it has a pickled pearl onion in it.
Well, that's slim.
Yeah.
Differentiation.
Yes, I know.
I didn't know like a different garnish somehow could change it into a whole different cocktail.
Well, in my digging around here, I found out what may be kind of the reason, although I must
Okay.
say the article that it was not very well written.
Mm.
Well done, National Post.
Wow.
I'll give you this first little one here. The highlights of this, and then Fred will chime in because I think he chimed in yesterday. The story goes that Charles Gibson, who created the Gibson Girls, which I'm not really familiar with,
No.
but Fred claims to be because he was born 1,000 years ago.
That's right.
No relation to the Gilmore Girls, which I have seen.
Yes. Boy, if we truncated our silence, we'd sound like the
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yeah. Now, the Gibson Girl was sort of there's an illustrator, he was an illustrator. And it was basically around the turn of the century, so you had a bit of the bustle, but the smaller bustle, not the bigger bustle, and long dress, and a high neckline, that's sort of the Gibson Girl.
Sexy. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, all covered up, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Use your imagination.
Oh, I assumed that it was more of a pin-up type thing, but it is not a pin-up.
It was then.
If fully clothed women,
It
it's your
sometimes,
idea of a pinup.
sometimes get a flash of ankle.
Really? But what were they used for? Was he just an illustrator?
He was an illustrator.
Advertising? They weren't actually for tittillating purposes,
No.
or were they for titillating purposes?
No, they're just illustration for fashion
Oh.
and magazines and that's but yes, not for pinups.
All right. The story goes that Charles Gibson, who created the Gibson Girls in the late 19th century. Now this is confusing. A lot of people don't understand that. That's the 1800s.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be thrown off by the 19th century.
Mhm. There's no 19 involved.
Yeah. They should say in the late 1800s.
Yeah, it would make more sense.
Mhm. Asked the bartender at the Players Club to create a special cocktail for him. After some ambitious attempts at originality, the bartender settled on nothing more adventurous than a dry martini, which is actually a really shitty thing to do, garnished with small cocktail onions.
Right.
Then there's another story. Oh, I'm going to save that one.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm going to save the other story. So that's what we thought. Gibson Girl, okay. So then I think it was one of the websites we looked at. They implied also, though, Charles Dana Gibson, right?
Mm.
Graphic artist,
Mhm.
is said to have requested a fresh take on the martini. So now he's saying, hey, I want a fresh take on the martini.
Yeah.
Well, visiting the private social club, the Players, resulting in the garnish swap. There was another, I thought there was another one that we read there, but that's why there was, oh here, this is the one. served with 2 onions. This is what this one says. Today a Gibson is a dry martini served with 2 onions. Charles Dana Gibson produced hugely popular pen and ink drawings between the 90s and the 30s, the 1890s,
Yeah.
and the 1930s. His illustrations of girls were iconic, and it is said the drink was named after the well-endowed Gibson girls. Now you're saying that they weren't, they were covered up.
Well, yeah, but they were.
Oh, they had the hustle in their bustle?
Yeah, they had.
A blouse full of goodies?
Yeah, blouse full of goodies.
So it said the drink was named after them, hence the 2 onions. The 2 onions being your substitute for your bosom.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, I liked it, and I like to get bosom.
Your front bottom. And the bartender at the Players Club, Charlie Connolly, is credited for at least adding the garnish, if not actually creating the drink. So there was that. Now there's another one though that says that you can't do it with 2 onions. You have to do it with either 1 onion or 3 onions because it's supposed to be bad luck.
Huh. I know that's the case with bamboo. It's all feng shui.
This one says the martini's savory second cousin, the Gibson, uses a pickled cocktail onion in place of the typical briny olive to add an umami undertone to the classic cocktail.
Mommy.
It says, here's another story. The Gibson is believed to have been created by San Francisco businessman Walter D.K. Gibson in the late 1800s, or the late 19th century, who thought that eating onions prevented colds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's in there.
Oh, I should get me some onions right now.
And I got one more in here, because this is, there's so many stories, but this one was that, it wasn't that it was a health thing. Oh, teetotaling Charles Dana Gibson, the guy that in the other stories claims that he wants a martini, unless it's a separate Mr. Gibson, he put an onion into his water-filled martini glass to differentiate his drink while maintaining appearances among colleagues. Well, that would just be a glass of water with an onion in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as a cocktail.
Are we going to do that next week?
We might do that one. Most perplexing of all, the earliest renditions make no mention of an onion in the Gibson, so we don't know. It could be that it prevents cold, could be that it's supposed to be boobs. And then what the National Post sort of implied was that when the martini, this is going on and on, I want to drink one of these damn things.
Yeah.
It was like, the Gibson was the martini, is sort of what they're implying. No, sorry, not the martini, the cocktail. Because the martini was made with half vermouth and half gin when it first came out.
Right.
And so the Gibson was not that. The Gibson was mostly gin with a little bit of vermouth. So it was a drier one, and you put the olive in it to show other people, oh, what are you drinking? The vermouth heavy martini? This is the much more pure. And this guy also claimed in the National Post article that the onion, unlike all the other things, has less flavor in the drink.
Right.
That the briny olive actually carries some flavor into the drink. Here, the gin is supposed to stand out head and shoulders above the rest. And that's why the Gibson fell out of flavor, fell out of favor and flavor, because as the martini got drier and drier and drier, there was no need for the Gibson.
Right.
It forced the Gibson out. Just like the Nash Metropolitan. So, people said over all the stuff that the Gibson is really a great drink.
Yeah.
Many bars don't even know about it,
No.
even presently. And so we're going to do one. It's a classic cocktail that's fallen by the wayside. It's just a gin martini with olives. Let's see if it's any different.
So how dry are you going to make this?
I'm going to follow what most of the recipes say, which was 2.5 ounces of gin and 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. And
Okay.
2, 3, 1.
Take out a jar full. You can
We're going to put a jar full of.
put a jar full of onions in there.
We're going to drain all of the pickling juice out of your jar
That's right.
and fill it with gin, and we'll go for it.
I'll have as many onions as the job calls for.
Can you hand me that bottle of vermouth? We're going to use Dave's Tanqueray gin here today.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Dave.
That's for gin's for sharing, as the saying goes.
And it's funny because we were thinking of using the Old Tom gin because we thought there might be a variation on the Gibson.
Right.
But everything starts to use gin. Not Old Tom
Not Old
Gin.
Tom. What's the difference between Old Tom Gin and gin?
I think Old Tom Gin is sweeter than gin. I think it has a bunch of sugar.
Oh,
to it
okay.
or something.
Sweeter than wine.
It's definitely ginny.
Sweeter than wine.
What's it say? 40%.
Sweeter than wine.
Oh, we can give that a little. If we're interested later, we can.
Yes, because the second drink is fender bender, which is all over the map. And why we're doing it secondly is because it has all sorts of
Oh.
crazy possibilities.
No, we've sort of almost created the fender bender to a certain extent.
We've willed it into existence.
That's right. We needed it to exist, and so it's happened.
There's three fender bender, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but
Yeah.
there's three fender bender recipes online. There's a peach schnapps and chartreuse one, there's the Yukon Jack and Cutty Sark that we're gonna do, and then there's one that's more like a Manhattan with bourbon and vermouth and
Cynar.
Cynar, if that's how you say it, and something else.
Yeah.
There was a fourth, and we couldn't get that, so we didn't do it. That's the truth. Maybe what I'll do is, I'm gonna skewer some
Okay.
onions on these. Fred was kind enough to bring us picks,
Mhm.
guitar picks.
You are.
Now these picks are officially too big,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Oh. It's like you get to some of these fancy cocktail places, and they want things to be awkward.
They do. So we're gonna do two,
Great.
because I like the idea
I
of
like
the
the look of
Gibson
that.
Girls
Mm-hmm.
breasticles or whatever they're called. What are they called?
Chest pieces? I don't know.
Sure.
Rusty substances?
No, like someone's been doing their Peter Cook research over the weekend. Pete and Dud, right?
Pete and Dud? Oh, yes. Well, exactly.
That was what they used to say. Oops.
No.
I know.
You
Maybe I got
onion
you
juice.
on that one.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
almost.
And that's the grossest of the bunch. So this is going to be good.
I think
So
so.
there is a little bit of a pickly flavor, or a smell anyway, from the whatchamacallit.
Smell.
And I think that this is actually supposed to be stirred, so that it's going to be beautifully clear,
Yeah.
but we're going to shake it.
You know, there's a lot of rules that we break.
There it is. And hearts.
Yeah. I mean, I like actually, I like my vodka vermouth cocktail, as you call it, shaken and not stirred.
Yeah.
I like it extra cold, a little bit watered down. That's how I am. That's weird. What are you doing?
Not doing anything.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's the idea, I think.
Well done, though.
And so, it shouldn't be as dry necessarily as the dry martini, but
No.
what it lacks in dryness, it makes up for in wetness. That's what I'm saying. I was blabbing. Sorry, everybody. And if you actually are finding something, Freddie, it's
Yeah.
good that we got these onions because they're good for you.
Well, that's what one of those guys said, right? It's all about onions, and it keeps out the cold. I don't know.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this makes a lot. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And now this is good. I'm
That's a regulation size cocktail there, I think.
gonna try to order one in a restaurant sometime, see if they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So it's all about the onions. Well, what do you think?
I think this looks great. I'll take the weird one. I'll pass this over to Davey.
Alrighty.
And now we're taking a strip.
Hey, oh, why? Yeah, we are taking a strip off of you.
A trip back in time to the Gibson Girls, or health, or happiness. In fact, health and happiness.
Health. Oh, I
For
like
the
that.
two of you.
Sounds good. Are you gonna? Oh, I can smell the gin.
Yeah.
Too.
It does taste different than a martini, and I didn't think it was going to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I think that's
interesting.
quite neat.
Yeah, it is neat.
You can taste the pickle juice
It's
somehow.
definitely oniony.
Onion. It's oniony.
Yeah. Weird.
Yes, it's savory.
Mhm.
Now, I would have thought that a salty olive, but I guess it does taste like a salty olive.
But this is not, and so it doesn't.
I think Dave finds it boring and pedestrian because there's not enough going on, and he's correct.
I don't know.
I'm not a huge martini fan.
It's like white wine. You have a glass of white wine,
Even though I like gin.
Right,
it's white wine.
right.
There's good wines and bad wines, but even the very best glass of white wine tastes like white wine.
Well said.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, what will the onion taste like when it's
Yeah.
coated in gin and vermouth?
Oh, it can only taste like heaven.
So if you're used to having gin martinis, or martinis as they're often called, this is a nice, I think it's a nice way to change it up.
Yeah.
It's a subtle difference.
Yeah, the gin had no effect on the onion.
No.
Onions are pretty pungent, so
The cocktail onion, the story goes, was added as a means to mark the distinction, to make clear at a glance
Mhm.
which was the purest martini, the martini in its ideal form. That the cocktail onion seemed to interfere less with the flavor of the base ingredients, only added to its natural appeal.
yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't.
I can tell it's not just a regular martini.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny though, because I know that you're not a fan of vermouth, as is nobody. But it does seem to mitigate it, considering that
Yes.
there's as much in it.
Good point, yeah, there's a ton of vermouth in this
Mhm.
compared to how I usually make drinks like this.
To make it as dry as possible, so I think that's kind of interesting. It's-
Hey, that's an onion. Funny.
It says, the Gibson is a popular drink that every gin lover will want to taste. It's been around for over a century. And the recipe is incredibly simple. You may even know it already. And now you do know it, dear listener.
You know what? I think I would want 3 onions.
I would think I would want 3 onions too, and I haven't even had one of my onions.
These are nice onions.
Yeah, they're-
Italissima.
Oh, no, well, you went fancy, did you?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, I'm gonna have an onion now too. Oh, wacky.
Not with the gin?
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm a Gibson man.
I think you are. I'm a Gibson boy.
Are you just a Gibson boy? We should put in a guitar solo right here.
That's my imitation of a wah pedal.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay, Gibson. Gibson is a winner. It may not be your favorite cocktail, but this I would order again.
I would
This
order
is
this,
a
I would order
safe
this in a
bet.
restaurant.
Mhm.
Yeah, just to see what happens. They're gonna say, a what now?
They might.
How about beets? We got pickled beets,
Mm-hmm.
which would then, by definition, be a different cocktail.
Would you like turnip sticks in that? They pickled? Sure.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, no, okay. So I want everybody at home to try Gibson. I want everybody to order the Gibson. We are on a crusade to
Yeah.
bring the Gibson back to
Bring back the Gibson.
its lofty perch that it was once knocked from.
I think people, they're mistaken. Whatever they're thinking about the Gibson, they have no idea.
They have no idea.
It's,
Dave's cuckoo for it.
It's a fine drink and a fine guitar. And I've owned a guitar.
Do you have a Gibson guitar?
I do not.
Would you like to have a Gibson guitar?
I had one at one time.
And what happened to it?
I sold it.
oh, I thought maybe it got in a, like it was a Gibson, it got bent or something.
No, I take care of my guitars, except when people knock them over.
No.
If you leave them lying around.
That's a backstory about the time that Fred knocked over Dave's guitar. Right here in this very room, when we're all standing here. On a night much like this.
Well, you know,
Fortunately, it's my little practice guitar, not my more pricey.
yeah, it bounced surprisingly well.
No, I broke the tuning peg on it. I had to get it repaired.
Ooh. Yikes.
Of course, I was under warranty, so I'm letting you off the hook.
Next time,
But next time, you better write me a check.
you have to drive down to the States to get it fixed.
Really?
Yeah.
Go to Bellingham.
Now, speaking of going down to the States,
Perfect segue.
thank you.
Now let me tell you, what a trip. We didn't get half the drinks done we wanted to. But I looked at my list. I had to reconstruct the trip.
What are you talking about? Did you win a trip?
I went on a trip, and I missed the last episode.
Yes,
I
you
tried
did.
phoning in, nobody answered. What
I don't think
happened?
you called me, did you? I didn't call anyone.
I think I phoned Jason.
I don't think you actually phoned anybody.
Didn't
I
I?
don't think so. I think you only texted to say, shall I phone in now?
Yeah.
And Dave and I had recorded much earlier in the day.
Right, just as a outmaneuver me, outflank me yet again. It's like playing Risk with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Jason's the General Patton of cocktails. He's a captain of strategy.
Oh, I know. No, he's always 2 steps ahead.
Mhm.
I can never catch up with him. But that being said,
Yeah.
Yes.
I did go away. And as I was mentioning to Jason earlier today, I tried to reconstruct. It took me about 2 hours to reconstruct the trip, with receipts, pictures, Instagram posts, trying to figure out what it was that I actually did. I'm gonna, as I mentioned to Jason, I'm gonna start remembering instead.
Yeah.
It's
that's
a lot
good.
easier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it's not always easy when
No?
you get older.
Oh.
That's right. In fact, we've noticed that you're not remembering much of anything anymore. Are you okay?
Well, I went on a trip last week.
Tell us about it. May it help you remember?
It took me.
Your segment's
2
only 3
hours.
minutes long, by the way. We've only run at 3 minutes.
Oh, darn. Well, we were gone for about 8 days. We spent, I think it was roughly 4 days in Disneyland and 4 days in LA. And I'm just going to check here.
There was a time when going to Disneyland was going to LA.
Mhm. Yeah.
For some people,
If you said you were going to Disneyland, that just meant California in general.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
California.
but my niece, Melissa, has never been to Los Angeles. She's been to Disneyland, I don't know, 5 or 6 times.
Wow. Even her brother
Even her brother,
has been to Los Angeles.
yes,
Mhm.
Thomas.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Thomas the Tank Engine. He's been to Los Angeles. He's been to many places, and but yeah, no, she's
She's
focused.
busy enough.
She's focused on the.
LA has much to offer.
It does. It's
I'm there twice a year.
yes.
What has it got to offer, Dave?
Oh, it's swimming pools and movie stars.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course. What do you think? Don't you know the song?
Where? But you're down in like Orange County. Like you're way down in the.
I'm actually further than Orange County,
Yeah,
I'm in
you're the-
Riverside.
The Riverside. That's right. The
Yeah, but
Imperial.
we have,
Imperial. What's it called?
Hmm?
Imperial Valley. No, what's it? The,
No, you have the Inland Empire.
The Inland
It's like
Empire.
you're trying to
Yeah.
get out of your mouth.
The Inland Empire, yes, it situates most of Riverside and parts of.
Is there in fact a river there to be?
That's a good question. I don't know. I imagine there are rivers, but I don't know if it's actually named Riverside for
Yeah.
being next to a river.
Funny.
It probably follows my theory on subdivisions, which I've mentioned before. If you see a place that's called Blackberry Walk, the blackberries are gone and there's no place to walk. If you're looking in Riverside, there is no river,
Nope.
so there's nothing to be alongside.
There was one.
There was
it's
one,
long
it's
buried, long dried up.
Buried.
And yet Orange County has sidewalks
Mhm.
and nobody walks on them.
Right.
Does Orange County have any oranges?
They do. They
Still
do
some?
still have oranges. Most of the groves are gone, but people have
Yeah,
orange trees in the
exactly.
backyard.
So people have them in their yards, and
Yeah.
I have seen that in LA.
lemon trees and
Yeah.
things like that.
But yeah, the groves are gone,
Right.
and that's what it was named after, I presume, or
Mhm.
General Orange.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Like the old Orchard shopping mall.
Yeah.
Where they didn't have that old orchard.
Oh, I
before
remember
they put
that.
in the shopping mall. Anyway, we digress.
You do go.
We
So,
went to Anaheim
I
and
did.
also Greater Los
Greater
Angeles.
Los Angeles. So near as I can tell, we had drinks every day, which was great. And we did, we covered a lot of ground. First day we went to Trader Sam's, I had the shrunken zombie head. Day 2, ended up at Carthay Circle.
Let me just jump back.
Oh.
Did you get to go inside a Trader Sam's?
No.
Oh my gosh. It was like the first time we went there.
I know.
We've never been inside again.
I know. Everybody was hungry and thirsty, and I said, "No, I think we can. Let's just we'll get on a list." And I said, "No, it's just, it was. To be fair, I think it was 9:30 at night. We hadn't had supper yet. So.
Sure.
And so we ended up, and then a couple of guys from Hawaii set up about 12 feet from us and started going.
God, I hate that.
You're pretty good.
Sure they are, but I hate that.
Oh, sure, no, live musicians.
Yeah, but then you gotta
scourge of the earth.
You gotta turn around every once in a while and go,
Yeah, well, there's that. You do have to.
thank you. Thanks very much. Yeah, I was trying to talk.
But at least they weren't, shredding their Gibson, so it was quite quiet, so we could still talk. So, but that was good.
Okay.
So shrunken zombie head, Carthay Circle, the next day Carthay Circle is a great place to drink. I had a bourbon Cresta, which is the forerunner to the Margarita.
I don't remember. Didn't we do a Crusta?
I think.
Or is it too crusty for us
It's
to
too
do?
Cresta.
You gotta roll it around in sugar or something. don't you?
Yeah, that's right. And so I think in the way they do it in Forgotten Cocktails, you gotta have a big hunk of orange peel inside of it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And I was looking at that and saying, that looks like a lot.
Yes.
But they just didn't do that, and it wasn't less work, so maybe we should do it that way.
Okay.
And then we went to Oga's Cantina, and I had the...
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
That's right.
I just wanna say, I wanna interject.
No, interject.
I'm warming up to this.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you've got a big jug of gin here.
Yeah. Continue on.
I had the Jet Juice. I think two of the ladies had the Outer Rim, and somebody had the Jedi Mind Trick. Let's see, I thought that you guys can look at the copy of the menu there. And we had the Batu Bits, which is their version of the poo-poo platter.
Now this is interesting because I heard just recently, again just off topic a little bit, but on Galaxy's Edge and Disneyland and Disney World, they've started to change the names of some of the products because people weren't ordering them because they didn't know, for example, what the Bronto bits were.
Yes.
And people would actually be like, oh, I don't want to get that. Like how dumb are you? Because I'm sure if you looked a little bit further, it would say that it was barbecue chicken or
It does,
something like that.
yeah.
But there's been a problem. People are, because I don't know if I want...
Batu, I don't eat Batu or whatever the hell they
No,
are.
I don't want fried pog or
Yeah,
whatever those things are
yeah.
called. So you got Jet Juice,
Mm.
Maker's Mark Bourbon, Anchovies Chili Liqueur,
Yeah.
Sadia Acai Liqueur, or Acai, however you say that one, White Grape Juice, and Lemon Juice.
That's
Wow.
pretty good.
Did you get to keep the mug?
No, I tried to avoid that because then you end up collecting.
See, there's a dig of a slug slinger. The average tourist now thinking that there's a slug.
Yeah, I don't want anything with a slug in it. And you're limited to 45 minutes.
Fuzzy Tauntaun, Jedi Mind Trick.
So the Fuzzy Tauntaun,
Yeah.
we were at a table, so there's a table of a family there, so they're just jamming them in. And so I said, you have to share a table with the family. So we don't care, we just want to get wasted.
Right.
So so we sat down and the mom says, I had that fuzzy whatever, and it's got something that numbs your tongue. And now I regret not getting it.
Is that the buzz button tingling foam?
Yeah, it actually numbs your tongue like Novocaine.
Mm.
And lips, if you get anything on you.
Really?
Yeah. And now I'm thinking I
Of
should...
course, she's just having an allergic reaction.
Oh, it could have been that. By the time they wheeled her out, she could hardly talk.
I'd like to have the anaphylactic shock.
I know what
please.
she's having.
Cool.
A weird place, I'll show you the video later. I just sort of did a 360 of where we were. It's busy, there's no aliens playing musical instruments though.
No, but there's
They had to cheap out on that.
DJ Rex is
There's-
spinning platters
That's
in the corner.
right. There's unfortunately not in the corner for us, it was next to us and so we couldn't see him.
Oh, because he's up high. A little. He's up high enough that everybody can see him,
Yeah.
unless you're right up
Right
against him.
next to him. So. And they've got some little bits where the power goes off and they grab a big mallet and hit something and the power comes back on again. They do that about every, 15 or 20 minutes.
Oh. At Trader Sam's, they have a thing, Dave, where if you order a particular drink, there's a couple of things happen. There's a picture. Is it a picture?
Mhm.
Or is it a window?
Well, it looks like a picture, it's sort of a 3D.
A volcano explodes,
Yeah.
and you actually see the lava come down and the whole thing.
Mhm.
But there's another one where there's a ship in a bottle, and it starts to rain in the bottle, and it starts to rock in the bottle, and the ship sinks in the bottle, and it's not in the bottle anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up on a thing, so it's... Do they have anything like that here, or it's just a guy with a mallet?
No, it's just they're doing the bits.
Okay.
So they've got little bits that they do. And I don't know if there's others, but
Loosen the purse strings, Disney!
yeah, well, I guess it was supposed to be a much bigger space, right? You mentioned that.
It was supposed to be a great big space.
And if there's one thing, well, they don't have a lot of space there, but the way they're shuffling people in and out, that thing could have been twice as big and it'd still be just as busy.
Right.
But it was fun. There's a guy, the people that came in after the other family left, the one guy came in with his Jedi robes. He was about 58, and he brought his buddy who was wearing a Starfleet uniform.
Oh,
Sure.
troublemaker.
J.J. Abrams. See what you've done,
See,
J.J.?
JJ?
You've muddied the waters.
They think it's all the same now. It's not the same!
I thought you weren't allowed to wear costumes in Galaxy Bend.
Well, you know,
They don't care.
they don't care. They just
It
sort
was
of.
a dumb rule to have in the first
I think
place.
I think he slipped it on when he came inside. It is dark. I'll give you that. It's a bar.
Right.
It's loud, like a bar. There's booths around the outside, then there's stand-up tables, and then there's an inner bar where you can also stand up. So we're lucky to be sitting, frankly. Yeah, so that was great. I mean, it's a neat place to go to hang out in. It's sort of like Norland Square, I guess. So it's got the atmosphere and there's shops, and so you can hang out in Norland Square and it's interesting. But there's not much to do except hang out and look at, oh, this is neat, and then, oh, here comes a band, they're going to play, and that kind of stuff. And so it's the same sort of thing.
Right.
In
Minus the band.
minus the band, which they should have. They should have maybe next year.
They should have the bumheads. The bumheads should wander around.
It could happen.
That's what we always called those guys, so the cantina.
They did play that eventually, but a short version of it.
Right.
I wanted the disco one, but anyway, that's just me. And after that, because they hustle us out pretty quick, because they got to keep the traffic up. We went over back to the cafe, even though it was a bit of a hump to get to another land. But we went back and they actually got us a table outside on the street, and so I went back and had an aviation.
Wow.
They did good, and they do good drinks. The Cathay Circle, I tell you, they make an effort. Drinks are like a titch sweeter than you would normally make them, but just a little bit, just a wee scooch, which suits everybody
Sure.
except you. You like your bitterness.
Oh, we love sweetie drinks. Have you listened to this show
Oh, that's
before?
true. But yeah, so it's a little bit on the sweeter side. They take them, yeah, but the two drinks I had there were both really good, and we enjoyed just hanging out there too. So that was good.
People used to go to Disneyland and they'd go on rides and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a big drink.
And there's another one at the top of the bridge, that Pixar Pier, which we didn't get to. It's all high tops, and it's another bar. It's like a wine bar, but I think they've got cocktails there. Of course, they've got the kiosk that sells margaritas that you can walk around with like Vegas.
Can you get a yard of
I think you
margarita?
get a yard of margarita,
Awful.
and you can still get chowder in a bowl, a bread bowl, I think.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So that was that, and then on Saturday we ended up at the Shag Gallery, which I mentioned.
And you met Shag.
Met Shag. We had an awkward moment together, as I was too tired and a little bit drunk. Open bar.
Open bar.
Yeah.
That's how Shag works.
That's how he works. He was great. We just shook hands, and then the guy he signed my picture. I shook his hand, and the guy went to get it wrapped, and so it's just me and Shag. And I went,
You know what you should have said? You ever see Fred and Velma anymore? Whatever happened to your dog? Scooby-Doo.
see? That's I should have called you.
Sure.
Should have texted you. What do I say to Shag?
Yeah.
I wanted to say
Then he gets furious and he smashes the artwork.
he's a very nice guy.
Sure.
I just I don't know how to relate to a successful artist. Other than,
Well, you talk to Dave all the time.
but it's taken me years.
I guess
The first 10 years I knew Dave, we barely spoke.
Yeah.
I remember that. When you guys lived together.
Yeah, I know. It was
Well,
awkward.
It's like a library.
It was all post-it notes. For the first 2 weeks I did if you... No, I did... No, that's not how that goes. Anyway, so we went there, and then on the Sunday we went to Black Market Bar. I had a painkiller for breakfast.
Prescription?
No, the tropical drink with, what's that, pineapple, it's rum's pineapple, coconut, and orange juice, and nutmeg on top. That's the breakfast part. Then I made whiskey sours that night, bourbon. I Trader Joe's bourbon. It's like $10.50.
$10.50 for a bottle of bourbon. And it's decent bourbon,
It's decent bourbon.
I tell you.
America, why aren't they all drunk?
I think they are.
Oh. So then we went to Holly Hawk House, whatever. Then the next day we went to Harlow's, and I had the Live Band Dark Bar, which is Wild Turkey 101 bourbon, Maro di Angostura, Peychaud's Bitters, Lafroig Mist, and lemon oils. So I didn't get the Lafroig Mist so much. I guess they meant but I didn't, There we go, there's my evidence, Your Honor.
There you go. Golden Face, Into the Garden, Accidental Wes Anderson, and Live Band Dark Bar.
I think Sheila had the accidental Wes Anderson.
I would have had the Accidental Wes Anderson as well.
What's in the accidental Wes Anderson?
Redemption High, I don't know, there's a flash in it. High Rye Bourbon? Rye Bourbon? I don't know. Stolen 11-year whiskey, Chamomile, Benedictine, Strega, Angostura bitters, orange bitters, and oils.
Actually, that sounds pretty good too.
Yeah,
But I think we drove there.
Stolen. I don't know who makes Stolen. I guess Stolen probably does.
Yeah.
Because they have Stolen rum over here.
Mm.
Huh, Into the Garden has tequila in it, so that would scare us all.
We tried to get into the.
You want to see that?
Yeah.
It's words on paper. But a picture. It's a picture of words on paper.
Which is something,
Yeah.
at least. The Chinese place in the train car.
Famosa.
Famosa. We tried to get in there. The night we tried to get in there, they said, "Oh, yeah, the Writers Guild has a meeting tonight," and that's where they booked the whole place.
Now Dave's a member of the Writers Guild.
I
He
know.
could have got you in.
I tried to get.
That's very nice.
I sent Glenn a text. He said, "I wish." It was funny because we went. The guy came out. Yeah, no, we've got the place booked tonight in an hour, but you know, we're not going to do anything for a while, so I'm sure they'll let you in. I mean, I don't work here, but it's fine with me. And so we go to the girl. She said, "No, it's booked. You can't. I just want to. Oh, no." So we never made it in there. They had $2.5 million renovation.
Wow.
So now we have to go back to LA.
Well, there you go.
I'd file a grievance with the Writers Guild.
Yes, exactly.
I think I can.
You will go to arbitration, but you know, you might win.
Well, even a fair settlement. That's all I'm looking for.
Does this Writers Guild member have a +1 that you could have gotten in with him?
He disappeared into the back with his, I don't know, his briefcase.
Typical writer.
Oh, yeah.
Behind the scenes. Now you know why you're behind the scenes. You're writers.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, it was too bad. What did we do next? Oh, we went to, so that was the Monday, so yeah, Live Band Dark Bar. Then the next day we went to Village Idiot on Melrose.
Never heard of it.
It's just a neighborhood.
No, doesn't exist. I've never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Could be. It's like that Irish village that only appears once every 100 years.
Brigadoon.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be. It may never. So that might have been it. It's never was there. It's never going to be there. 100 years.
I'm just kidding.
Really? So we had a couple drinks there. That was good. We ate stuff. Wednesday we went to the Tiki Tea.
Yay! This is your final day.
Final day. I had Ray's mistake
Mm-hmm.
because
You have
I
to.
have to. Nobody else had to. It was just me. But I was like Ray's mistake, and then I had a space pilot. At which point, you know, whatever. But and that was where we met the guy.
Which is also what your liver said. Whatever.
Yes.
That's like my, what's the point
They
of
do try-
protesting?
Still a sidebar here. They still do transplants, right?
At the Tiki Tea?
Sure.
The alley behind the Tiki Tea?
Sure.
Liver problems back here.
Like here.
So this is the weird thing. So as you know, when I'm out in public, I like to talk to people.
Not true.
No.
True. Yeah.
So
He's sullen and
Moody.
moody.
Mercurial.
so
Yeah.
so these two
Very mercurial.
guys. Have I told you this? No, I only just got back. You got time? So these two.
No.
Okay, I'll make it quick. So these two guys showed up, and then after we heard them talking to people, they had German accents. And one of the guys was dressed like Indiana Jones, and the other guy just was dressed like some guy from the Alps. So it was kind of a weird combination, but no, that's fine. Everybody seemed to either know them. They were bringing boxes of stuff in. I said, well, I don't know what they're doing, and none of it made any sense to me. So anyway, it turns out that the guy who looked like he was from the Alps is one of the co-owners of The Bitter Truth. And the other guy is a filmmaker who's done documentaries on Tiki.
Wow.
They're both from Germany, The Bitter Truth is also from Germany. And I actually had some that I got free with a bottle of Havana Club rum.
Well, there you go. The Bitter Truth, Essence of Cuba. This is Island Fruit. This is a Havana Club. Has it got rum flavoring in it or something?
I think it's
It's
maybe,
crafted with Havana Club
yeah,
for better
stuff.
drinks.
So that's their whole thing. So actually,
Island
it was,
fruit.
Johan and Stefan. Stefan's the guy from Bitter Truth, and Johan's the documentary guy. But they were giving us the eye. We had a table in the corner, and at first the
Yeah,
lady,
from out of town.
the ladies were thinking, oh, we must look exotic. Then they realized they wanted the table because they were doing tasting. So Stefan came over and to get us out. He did.
You know what's going on outside? A parade, maybe, of something.
It's Mickey Mouse.
You like?
He was
We
great.
shouldn't say that. They're
No.
going to listen to the podcast.
So they will,
Yeah.
because I got 24
And
minutes.
edit that out.
I've got 24, he was a great guy.
Okay.
24 minutes of him talking about the rum. I recorded on my phone, but I'm not going to play it right now.
Okay.
But
Does
anyway,
he have an accent?
a little bit.
Okay.
But
You're
not
in the German.
as bad as mine. So there's that. But anyway, so they're the Bitter Truth, but now they've got their own line of rums called Tiki Lover Rums, and they were introducing them, and Tiki Tea is going to start using them.
Tiki Lover.
Tiki Lover.
Tiki Lover Rums.
Yep.
Is what they're called.
So
and
there's-
it's it's owned by the Bitter Truth people?
Yes.
Not just friends of the
No,
Bitter
it's
Truth.
made by them. It's their thing. So they're bringing rums from the Caribbean, taking them to Germany, and blending and mixing and doing all kinds of stuff.
But not from the Caribbean. They're not interested in
No,
rum
not
from
the Caribbean. No, that's the wrong side of the tracks.
Right.
Their perspective. Anyway, we tasted a bunch of it. The pineapple stuff, if we can ever get our hands on it, it tasted like they've just taken real pineapple and put it right in the rum. It's not chemically at all. It's like it's pretty remarkable stuff.
Dave's going to California in a few weeks. Maybe they'll have it available
'Cause
at Bevmo.
Yes, they might. Because I said, where can I get this in town? He said, oh, it's just launched today, so nowhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But they were pouring samples for people in the bar.
Yep.
So people were drinking their own drinks, and
Yep.
as well as augmenting it with ounces of rum.
Well, quarter ounces of rum.
But as many as you
As
want.
many as you want. So we had a bunch of those, but it was great stuff. The dark rum is great. The white rum has a lot of punch to it. They're all overproof, but extra flavorful. So that way they say when you mix it in the drink, you still get the flavors coming through.
Wow.
So that's the theory behind that. So they were great. So I'm trying to hook up with those guys on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and they, So I've ordered the DVD. That was their plan all along. Get my $33.
Well, let's give them a huge shout out right
Yeah.
now, because we would love to have any and all samples
Yeah.
dumped upon us.
Exactly.
Bitter
So-
Truth, bitters.
And he had their falernum. Their falernum is killer. I mean,
Oh.
the velvet falernum is. 2 people died while we were in the bar.
The Bitter Truth.
That's a bit of truth. It was great, and he thought that it was up here. He said getting their rum up here is going to be a bit of a struggle because it's Canada.
Well, you can get it in. It's just I don't know who's going to spend $175 on a bottle of rum
Yeah. Yeah.
that you can buy for $15 in
Yeah,
Southern California.
Exactly. So we'll see how that plays out. But he thought the falernum was up here, and I know their bitters are up here. So
Yes.
I thought maybe the falernum might be, although it depends on the percent rum.
It might be. I've seen a large bottle of Bitter Truth something or other.
Oh. Okay.
Almost a wine bottle sized bottle,
Yeah,
that
that
seems
seems
to me.
small.
It might have been slightly smaller, it might have been like a 500 milliliter bottle, but it was a larger bottle of something that said Bitter Truth on it, but I forget what was
The
actually.
flavor was,
in it.
was great, so I'm trying to hunt that down. So I headed out to the co-op
Oh,
to
yes.
see if they had that. They did not.
The co-op has a fantastic selection, but they wouldn't have that. I think you gotta go Legacy downtown.
Yeah, I think the Legacy is.
Legacy, home of the Bitter Truth. Or contact the Modern Bar.
Yeah. And he said, well, if you're having trouble getting it, just contact me.
Oh, well, you're having trouble getting it.
I am. That's officially happened.
So now, are you going to contact him, or do you have to get a wife or a friend of a wife to?
No, I'm okay now.
You're okay now.
I'm okay now. I was a little off, at first, but no, they were both such great guys.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What a happy story.
Oh, I know. We just stumbled into it, just sort of like the whole thing with Shay. It was on Instagram, and I thought I kept reading it. I said, does this say open bar? That was the only part that really.
I'm not sure that this is a.
Really?
Yeah, it was and everybody said, no, that says open bar. I
It
said,
says that's true. Shag will be there signing his own artwork. No. It's open bar
"Arr."
all night.
Yeah.
Open bar. Is
Yeah,
that-
and it was.
It doesn't say I have to buy anything. It just says
No.
open. Could you corroborate?
That was the whole thing.
Wow.
Because it was either there or the place downtown in LA. Anyway, that was my story. I've got the book. You got the book. I gave
Yes, you gave me a little, this
Extra
looks
little
quite
notes.
neat.
It's got recipes in it, a little bit of their story. It talks about how they make the rums and that kind of stuff. So maybe there's some drinks in there that we can make at
Yeah,
some
they have a
point.
hurricane, tiki lovers dark rum, and lemon juice and passion fruit syrup. So it's probably similar to a traditional hurricane, except that you're saying that it's going to be oomph because of their stuff.
Most of them are standards, but I think there might be a couple in there that are theirs.
Navy grog, scorpion, Murder by the Sea by Mr. Von Hagen.
Here you go.
Tiki lovers white rum, fresh lemon juice, sugar syrup, the Bitter Truth Creole bitters, salt, beetroot juice, and a fresh egg white. I would try any of these.
So we gotta try and get hold of some of this.
Set the Sails by Simon Koster. Well, wait, but we could even, this is with the Tiki Lovers pineapple, and this one has mezcal in it, lime juice, pandan syrup. Out! Lovers julep. Oh, at Disneyland right now, if you order the mint julep, it's got you get a little hammered cup with it now.
What?
Wow.
$14, but you get a little hammered
Yeah,
stainless
still.
steel cup to go.
That'd be nice.
Bitter Truth elderflower liqueur. Okay.
How? I gotta.
See, I think I saw a liqueur of some sort, so I don't think it was the Falerna, but now that I realize that they've got all of this stuff, do they have a blurb at the beginning that talks about, oh, they got a fun logo on there.
Yeah.
Dark rum, pineapple flavored rum, 45%, 50%, 57%. The evolution of Polynesian pop. Well, we might have a little tiki in our future here.
I think so.
Rums are all natural and at higher proof for more intensity, flavor, and taste. And it's gonna get you drunk. But that's beside the point.
That's the secondary.
Yes, no, they've done, this is fantastic. Look at this, the rum barrel. Tiki Lovers white rum, Tiki Lovers dark rum, Tiki Lovers pineapple, the Bitter Truth pimento dram, the Bitter Truth golden falernum, absinthe, the Bitter Truth aromatic bitters, orange juice, pineapple juice, pink grapefruit juice, lime juice, honey mixed grenadine syrup.
Oh yeah.
Shake with ice and give unstrained in the barrel mug. Wow. I don't know if you could shake that. I think you'd have to put it in a paint mixer. Oh,
Anyway,
cool.
Well, for future
Well, good
reference.
homework.
Yeah. No, we've got work to do. I'm gonna work on that.
Let's try this strange little drink
Yeah.
to wrap up our evening here.
The fender
The
bender.
fender bender. Cue the guitar.
Yes.
Awesome.
Iconic. The iconic fender.
I'm gonna wash my orange if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Gosh, orange.
Now, as I said at the beginning of this marathon edition of The Gentlemen of Elegant Leisure, that there was 3 different fender benders, and we chose the one that we could just get ingredients for.
Which I think is a good way to go.
I think it's a good way to go. And it was mentioned on at least 2 websites,
Yeah.
so it
It's-
counts.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
popular. It's like the Stratocaster of Fender.
And so the thing is that this measures out only 1 ounce, which is going to be perfect for us. But we thought that perhaps this was a shooter. However, this particular ingredient here by Big Doggies, spelled completely wrong as you can imagine, there's 2/3 of an ounce of Yukon Jack, which is a strange, we're going to try this stuff on its own at some point too, I would think. Yukon Jack liqueur, the black sheep of Canadian liquors.
Really?
Yeah. And there's even there's a grainy image of Yukon Jack, the black sheep of the Canadian liquors. It says Yukon Jack can be poured straight on the rocks. Actually, no, sorry, there's a comma. Yukon Jack can be poured straight on the rocks or in a mixed drink. They have one here called Snake Bite, which is Yukon Jack lime juice over ice. They have one here called the Northern Lights, which is Yukon Jack and cranberry juice and orange juice. So who knows? It could be similar to
Like a Jack Daniels.
Southern Comfort, I was thinking. It might be similar for the Southern Comfort or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's 40%. It makes no sense.
Wow. 40%. I didn't even look. For some reason I thought it was like 30%. Like one of those like Tennessee Jack Daniels honey. You know.
Yeah. Who is she? Who's Jack Daniels honey?
Susie?
Susie.
What's that smell like?
Nothing. Oranges.
Yeah.
It might be the oranges.
Maybe the oranges in front of your nose.
And so it's 2/3 of an ounce of Yukon Jack and 1/3 of an ounce of Cutty Sark whiskey,
But you had Cutty Sark.
which I had
That's weird. Why would you have Cutty Sark?
because I knew we were going to be doing this.
Oh, but then,
I know, I got one of the faulty bottles
yeah.
because I just got this the other day and half of it's evaporated. The Angel Share,
Maybe it's which room are you keeping it in?
my, my bedroom.
Huh. Well, maybe that's the
I
problem.
keep it in the back of my toilet. So it's got more Yukon Jack than it does Cutty Sark. But when we're all done here, we're going to have an ounce of booze because
Yeah.
everything's 40% in this particular game. So we're gonna. This says combined in a rocks glass filled with crushed ice. We don't have crushed ice. But we have itty bitty ice.
Yeah.
So we'll put it in the thing.
Oh yeah, in the thing there.
We'll put it in the thing in the thing.
And then we'll put it in our boosh.
Yes. So I'm gonna sort of eyeball it because I don't have a 2/3 measurement on here, but it would be that,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of it would be this.
Oh, you're gonna do. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do that.
Oh,
So
I see.
everybody gets a glass of nonsense here.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah. 2/3 of an ounce of
You're
Yukon
doing
Jack.
individual pours.
Yes, I'm cleaning each one of my individual pores. And a little bit of Cutty Sark in here for this guy. And then we thought, speaking about it, that it would be fun to put an orange wedge in it,
You did.
or an orange peel,
Mhm.
only because it seemed like it was just going to be a glass of scotch,
Yeah.
which is not the end of the world by any means.
But still.
And so I mean, a little orange can't hurt it, I wouldn't think.
Oh, I think we just
Since you're feeling poorly,
yeah, a little bit of vitamin C.
I'm going to use the back end of my onion skewer just to give everything a little stir here, to give it a bit of a chill. Now, if this was over crushed ice,
With the spoon.
sure. That was for the pickled onions,
Oh,
which
was
I
it?
didn't. Which I used the skewer for anyway.
Oh, so we just sort of flipped it around.
We flipped it around, which you can do at home as well.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a lot of
Sorry,
strength in your right arm there.
I took my eye off it. I'm the Sammy Sosa of the bartending craft.
Oh, lights all over the place there. Settle down there, big fella.
And then, just for the fun of it, in will go the orange peel. Make it look nice.
Yeah.
On top there. This is for Fredders.
And
This
that's
is
one of
for
our
the always imaginative Dave Coyne, and this is for the lovely Jason Dever.
prestige decanters glasses.
Yes, prestige decanters. When you need something to put booze in and hold up by your face, choose glass.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What you say there.
Now this,
oh.
I would drink all night, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
That's not bad at all.
No.
It's not super imaginative, but there's something going on. The sweetness is there. It's not just, like, if you don't like scotch,
Mm-hmm.
you maybe would like this. You'd go, oh, I get it, I could have that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Ice cold, sweetie Union Jack,
Not bad.
because I've been drinking the Cutty Sark straight. Oh, oops. I mean, it's been evaporating and I've been able to smell it. And it's scotchy.
Yeah. If I was gonna make it for me, and this would be great for Laura the way it is,
Mhm.
I would maybe go half and half.
Half and half, just to get a bit more scotchy scotch.
Yeah.
Sure, you can do that.
But
In
that's
fact, I did half and half on yours, so you're incorrect.
Maybe 3/4 and 1/4.
It's similar, I think, to a Rusty Nail, am I right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which was Drambuie,
Drambuie.
which is a Scotch liqueur,
Right, that's what I was thinking of. Drambuie.
but a fancy Scotch liqueur.
Yeah.
The bottle costs twice as much as what
Mm-hmm.
Union Yukon Jack.
They are not the black sheep.
But not the black sheep.
No.
Yeah, this is a Rusty Nail.
Yeah.
It's like your fender bender got caught on a Rusty Nail.
Dear.
But I do like it. I like it, and I like the Gibson. These are the first drinks we've done on this show in about 3 months that I've
Actually liked.
actually liked.
Yeah, no, we had a bit of a losing streak there for a while.
Yeah.
and It was, yeah.
This gives me hope to go on,
Mm-hmm.
and on, and on.
Yeah. But no, this is quite pleasant. I worried because it was so simple. One mistake and you're finished.
Yes, exactly. And then when we realized that the proportions might be shooter-ish, I thought, well, I don't know if that fits within our purview, if we
Yeah.
can do shooters.
No,
So,
turns out we can.
I guess we can.
But
if
it's
you had enough
sippable.
ice. Yeah, no, I think it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what it would be like, not completely chilled with so much ice. Like, what if you just threw one cube in it and then did it?
Right.
Sometimes you would do with
Yeah.
a scotch or a bourbon
Right.
or something.
But I think the ice works a little dilution.
Yes,
It's nice.
that's a good point, because perhaps we haven't tried the Yukon Jack on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Want a little shot
Oh
glass?
boy, do I.
You think Dave
It's
does?
exactly what the doctor ordered. Well, he's taken his vendor out to Jessica for testing, so he must like it.
Enough for you to
Oh,
try?
yeah, that'll do.
Because you get to keep the bottle. You won, you had.
I won the prize. It's like a meat draw.
Well, we got a winner from the wife.
Oh.
I'm afraid the fender bender got the thumbs down, or the, yeah.
The martini.
No, she liked the martini, she didn't like the.
Really?
Didn't like the
Fender
fender
That's
bender.
that's exactly the opposite of where I thought that was going to go.
Yeah.
I put it to you that woman is an imposter. It's not your wife at all.
My God!
We have unmasked her.
Uh-huh.
We knew this would finally work.
Yes.
We were just trying the Union, I want to call it the Union Jack. In fact, I think I might have an idea for a liqueur out there if you want to get in on this. Did you want to try some of the Yukon Jack straight?
No.
Okay. I'm going to try it. Is it super sweet?
It's funny because it's so strong. No, I mean it is. It's sort of Grand Marnier like.
Oh, it is a Grand Marnier like.
Yeah.
Which must drive the Grand Marnier people nuts. So yeah,
It's pennies on the dollar.
Yes, it's like this is on sale right now in Canada, here in BC for
18.
$18.99 plus our horrific
So
taxes.
what's that? $10 Canadian or American?
That's right, and yet you can probably get it in the States for about $2.95. It's going to be my guess. It's going to sit up on the rack next to the Roses cordial. Yeah,
Whoa. Yeah.
it's actually a little rough on its own.
Yeah.
It's the Diageo Canada.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah, and so that's who's making this now. I think
They own everything.
they own almost everything, but they don't own the other guy owns.
Yeah. It's just the two companies now. But
yes, a
I think it's
mystery.
made to be mixed.
It's made to be mixed. Or yeah, like I say, the snake bite is 2 ounces of this stuff with a dash of lime juice over ice, and I guess the lime juice would, yeah. Well, I don't know. Now go back to the maybe the proportions are pretty good here on it.
I think I'm gonna enjoy
Oh yeah, it's
this.
just so mellow.
I think I'm gonna enjoy this more as the ice melts a bit.
Yeah.
Just
No,
even
that,
it out, it's a bit
Mhm.
sweety overpowering.
yeah,
Yes.
it's a sipper.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to give it some time to. Even out of
To
it.
mellow, to mature.
Yeah.
Much like Canada, the country itself.
Really?
Perhaps.
I don't know. We've been around a lot longer than people think. People seem to think Canada's like an afterthought. They say, no, we've been here. Ask Jacques Cartier. We've been around for a good long time.
Hudson's Bay has been around. The store has been around for 300 years. So
Yeah, plus.
And the Knights Templar thought we were worthy enough to bury some treasure on an island in Nova Scotia.
Oh, that's right.
exactly.
We
So
now
is that, if they got it yet? Because I checked an episode just recently.
Well, they're working on it. They're getting closer.
We now move into Dave and I's segment.
Oak Island.
Oak Island
Podcast.
analyzed.
Yep.
Oak Island digging deeper. I think they call it digging deeper when they do their specials.
Yeah, they do call it digging deeper.
I know there's no time, but I'll just I got a bottle of this
Creme de Noyau.
because I was looking for another bottle of the chocolate stuff. This is from Tempus Fugit. I was going to say Carpe Diem, but you know it's Latin.
Sure. E pluribus unum.
And
Quid pro quo. Just to
yeah.
show you how topical we are.
but have a whiff.
Is this hazelnut?
Is it? Dun dun dun. That was the question. Because Noya isn't really nut, so.
I know. I think anything with it that begins with N
It's
is
nutty,
a nut.
but it's actually not made with nuts.
Oh yes, it's like an amaretto.
But
Is it?
Is it?
Well, that smells quite nice.
But it's more pure smelling, I think, than an amaretto. If you want to have a sippy sip.
I mean, let me get rid of my Yukon Jack. Oh dear. So
So
again, when are they bringing in that car sharing, that Uber business?
yeah.
Oh, it's a frightening red color though.
It is,
Neat.
which is neat. It's made with the same stuff that they use to make red velvet cake.
Asbestos?
Yes.
You want to try it straight?
Crushed beetles.
Just a little bit. It's funny, we happen to have some red velvet cake here in the house.
Oh. They don't use that the beetles anymore for the cakes.
Are you gonna have some or you tried it already?
No, I had some, but I like it.
You didn't drink it right out of the bottle, did you? We don't want to catch your illness.
Just
Just
on the way.
remind me
Sadness?
of.
Misery?
Thank you.
Lost loves?
No.
Failure?
No, nothing that visceral.
Everything I have reminds me of that. I gotta get new stuff. Yeah, no, you're right though. I shouldn't have.
It smells like those little, kind of like those cinnamon heart candies.
Yes.
There's a little bit of that going in there.
I shouldn't have done all those bad jokes because you're exactly right. On the smell, there's something from our childhood.
Yeah.
It's like a childhood candy, or there's a childhood.
Something.
Yeah.
So, you know, Tempest Fugit,
Where'd you get this in the States?
yeah, I've been looking, I was looking for the chocolate one, I wanted to get a second bottle, and then I saw this and I thought, this is also hard to get, so I thought, well, I'm gonna get something different.
I like that.
Yes, this is a very special concoction. Yeah,
So
the
it's
cinnamon
maybe-
heart.
Apricot stone kernels, bitter almonds, and other botanicals. It's a traditional French recipe
Well, it's fantastic, and
from Switzerland.
they're very wise to keep out the obvious cinnamon flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's some other seasonings. Just cinnamon, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
So I'm looking for a cocktail to make with that, to bring, so it can come back.
Yes. Welcome back, creme de noyau. You seem to be like one of those forgotten ingredients that should be.
I think that's what it is. I think it was because it's the same old story. I got it because I know there's a bunch of recipes that call for this that I couldn't make, and I've yet to find any of them.
Exactly. Well, then I'll bring liquor 43 out, and they can duke it out.
I've been looking through my books. Where is that recipe?
But Dave reminded me of the liqueur that he got me from the Czech Republic.
Oh, yes, what was that called? Baron Chekhov, some Baron of something. Some of the beef.
Something with a beat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's a simple recipe for it. So
Oh.
we could have kooky
Eastern European
Eastern
cocktails.
Yeah.
that fender bender's not bad, you know.
No, the fender bender, which I thought we were going in with a little, and I was worried about the other fancier fender bender because I thought it was just going to be another bitter Campari kind of type of Negroni drink,
Right.
which are great, but I don't want them anymore.
Right now.
And so this, which seemed like sort of rot gut,
Yeah.
and it might be,
Mm.
but it's still good.
I think the Cutty Sark takes the edge off the Yukon Jack
Mhm.
in a nice way. And it just mellows it out just enough, the way it should have been.
The way, if Yukon Jack was a real guy,
Yeah.
you know how Cutty Sark whiskey sort of calmed him down.
Yeah, it
Took
did.
the edge off.
It takes the same edge off of his booze as it does off the real guy.
Imagine an angry guy in a cabin. "Arr!
Here's a bottle of Cutty Sark.
It's my gold clay. Ooh, Cutty Sark. Ooh, I'll have that. Oh, you guys are welcome to stay the week. But stay away from my gold.
Well,
And my daughter.
And my daughter. Well, you can have my daughter.
what about your goal?
Stay away from my gold. Oh, Yukon Jack. You got more gold here than you can ever spend. Isn't the search for gold really the treasure?
I don't know. Is it Jack?
The search is his own reward.
Exactly. Like in Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
Knowledge was their treasure.
They were archaeologists.
Their treasure was knowledge.
It's
Knowledge was their treasure.
How am I going to pay off my mortgage with knowledge?
Yeah.
Do they have any other trinkets?
You know, at least I can pay off my line of credit. Jeez Louise.
Wood carving, was that also?
So of the two,
Yes, this
the
is
fender bender or the Gibson, which would you?
Now I've gone back to the Gibson, and it's a hard one to go back to after the.
I think we did them in the right order.
Yeah.
We had a little discussion at the beginning of the show whether we would open with the Yukon Jack and finish with the Gibson, but we decided that no.
Well, what would I get? Would I get a Gibson guitar, or would I choose a Fender?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
That's
if
another-
it was a guitar, which would you pick?
Oh, that's a tough one.
You can have either one.
Hmm.
Which one would you pick?
Oh,
See, that's why we get the big bucks.
Yeah.
Send in your big bucks with a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Geez, I don't know. What's wrong? I've had a Gibson before.
Well, then you're not getting either one,
I've never had a Fender guitar. I've got a Fender bass, acoustic bass.
which is not really a
I
guitar
think
at all.
I lean towards the Fender for the guitar, but I'm definitely gonna go for the Gibson on the front.
Excellent.
There you go.
I am going to chime in now, and then we'll leave Fred to pull up the rear.
Hi.
Because, well, unless you want to go on, then I'll pull up the rear.
No, that's good.
And then I'll pull up my pants.
Well,
And where they, you play them where they lie.
Works with golf, works with pants.
It's so long ago that we had the Gibson.
I know, I had
What-
a lot talking.
What I liked about the Gibson, and I think I said it when we were having it, is it's classic. It's an environmental drink. Like I can't imagine sitting at a bar at the wrong environment having that.
Mm.
This is the kind of drink that I got into cocktails for originally. This is a silver platter to me. This is crystal stuff in the background, and then you have this drink, and there's an elegance to it. I think this is how I'm playing it out in my head. When we had it, I said that I would order it again, and that's great. Now, going to the Yukon Jack. Here's how I'm going to differentiate them. The Gibson is a cocktail bar drink. The Yukon Jack, I drink at home. And I enjoy them both for different reasons. This one I'm going to get very, very drunk, and then I'm going to start shooting at the cats with the Nerf gun. This one, I'm going to fall down in the gutter outside of the finest restaurant in town.
Perfect.
Neither of those are true. I love my cats. I would not do that. And there was a time when I would have said that I did not love my cats, but lately
Do you have a Nerf gun?
I don't even have a Nerf.
Oh.
I have a Nerf gun.
Do you?
Go to a bar and shoot your cats.
Well, no catch up on my part, so that it starts to. No, I just had the little scared one come around. So.
Cats love it.
Do they? Okay, I'm in. Why do you have a Nerf gun?
My wife likes to shoot a Nerf gun. Not me, mostly.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to have her as a guest on the show
I
sometime.
think so, it could be.
Or this imposter! Really?
Um,
This is how she commands you to do things around the house?
No,
Vacuum!
she thinks it's funny.
Okay.
I think it's funny.
You didn't have to buy it, did you? Oh my god, that would be awful if you bought the gun and you're the guy that gets shot with
It
it.
just showed up. It just showed up one day. You opened your drawer and why is there a gun in here?
Can we see it? Can we see the gun?
Yeah, it's around here somewhere.
Oh, fantastic.
I'll have to go in the water. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, well, Fred has to
no,
get
I'm
his
gonna talk
part
about
done.
that. So it's for almost actually very similar reasons to you.
Mhm.
The Gibson, because it was a revelation. Right? Maybe that's too big. It was more than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's simple, and I've had a gin martini or two. I've had a lot of vodka martinis or whatever they're called. But
I guess you could try that with the vodka martini
Yeah.
situation.
I don't know.
But I would do those things, even though you're spooked by the vermouth. Oh my god, Dave's got a gun.
Dave's got a gun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dave's just.
And so it's got some sort of dart bullet thing.
Nerf bullet.
Huh.
Right? Wow. And you're gonna shoot it. Do you have to pull this thing back or anything? Is this the
There we go.
oh I see. And
There you go.
oh yeah. No, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
would
so
feel,
she does that. How close is she when she shoots you with that? Like,
Oh, she can be pretty close.
no, there's no pain, is there?
Not really, unless you get it in the eye.
Right.
so far it's been good. You might want to look into protective eyewear. Just
Yeah.
safety first.
Oh, it's the glow shot. It will glow in the dark too.
Well, that
Pull
does.
this back to arm it, and then we'll shoot it over to the corner here too, just to see.
Why don't you shoot Dave?
I think
Please, I get enough of that.
I feel like he's.
Oh,
yeah,
it's accurate
yeah,
too.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
And what do you just throw this in the front here like this?
Yeah.
And then, oh, I see. It actually pulls onto that. Then I'm going to arm it for you, Freddie.
Mhm.
You get to take a shot too. Oh, I didn't do it right. I don't think, because as I pulled it back, it wasn't ready to. I don't think I.
Yeah.
I don't
You
think I.
have to strip it. If Eric was here, he'd strip that thing down in 2 seconds.
Oh, maybe that is it. Oh, that's probably it. Yeah, the kid didn't go any further than that. Oh, that's good.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, you're good. Here, pull that back. Make sure the safety's off.
Yeah. All right.
Shoot that into where they can find it. I don't want to have one.
Right into Jason.
My arm! Finally, the Purple Heart I've been waiting for.
It works.
It does. It stings.
How was that? Did it sting?
It stings, but not awful.
No.
I mean, like if that happened constantly, 10 times a second
Yeah.
for 100 years,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be enjoyable.
Oh.
But it's not bad.
Well, maybe we should all get one of these.
We should.
This is great. Thank you, Dave. That was
Yes, but I feel for you. If you got shot as close as I just got shot, I'm going under the table.
Yeah, okay.
What? No.
You only got the 3 darts?
No, we've got more, I don't know where they are.
She's got a clip.
That's right, or she's got a bottle of
Bandolero?
Bandolero full of Nerf darts.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's holy cow. Ow!
That's how Eric would have done the line reading. That's brilliant.
Yeah. I've been practicing.
Here, but I want you to do the long shot so you can see the accuracy.
Oh, okay.
Shoot the cushion in the corner.
All right, shooting the cushion in the corner.
Oh,
Holy cow, that's super accurate.
yes, and it's very satisfying.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand why they want to come and take our guns away.
That's
You're going to pry the Nerf gun out of my cold dead hand.
well, that was a satisfying episode. I like the drinks, the good contrast.
Mm-hmm. We fired weapons.
Yeah, guns and drinks.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's we should change the name of the show.
This is it.
Guns and Drinks.
Yeah.
But no, for different reasons. I think they're both great. I mean, I like the. And thank God I'm getting that bottle of Yukon Jack. don't
I know
if
it. It's funny that you say that because as you were saying it, I was thinking in my head, geez, I wish that I'd bought the bottle of Yukon Jack.
You want to take it?
No, I did not because it will be the pretty same. It has the same
See?
flaw with my Kelly Sark.
Same fault. Well, you got the 2 bottles that go together.
Oh, that's right. Then they only
Yeah,
it's slower.
it'll slow it down. Well, we'll figure that out.
No,
later.
you take that because I think you're gonna have. You've got a bunch of whiskeys to try that with. And
Sure, check us out on our various social media channels.
what are our social media things?
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook.
Cocktail podcast on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I think. What's Facebook is Cocktail Gents.
Cocktail Gents.
Yeah.
www.gentlemenofelegantleisure.com.
Of course, our website.
The big mouthful.
And then YouTube, Gentlemen of Elegant Leisure.
Yeah, watch the whole thing.
That's right. If you watched 5 minutes of this,
Oh, then you're not hearing this.
if you started right at the very beginning.
Next time, I think we should shoot the Nerf gun at the camera. It'd be
Oh.
like 3D.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we don't know. Yeah.
All the things over here.
That's okay. That's too Letterman,
Is it?
isn't it?
Can you be two Letterman?
Tune in next time when we do drinks that might include this creme de noyau and maybe liquor 43. Maybe we're going to find the things for liquor. Oh my gosh, liquor 43 went under the Lazy Susan.
Lazy
So
Susan.
yes, check out all of our things. Leave comments at the bottom of the page and
Oh, so close.
try one more of these. This is obviously completely out of forming.
Your fingers are very long. It's like a handful of
That's
snakes.
what she said. All right.
Huh?
Oh.
Close.
Yeah, you need about a mile. Can you put something in this that'll make it go further? I have a little story to tell you about guns, and then we'll wrap it up. I used to work at a video store in Surrey, British Columbia.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Surrey, British Columbia is the most violent borough in all of Canada.
Yeah, comes and goes, yeah.
Comes and goes. I say that because it's not a borough, and so I can't be held accountable. Doug McCallum can't come to my house. But it's had its share of crime problems, as all
It
cities
has.
do.
Yeah, but, you know.
The only reason I say this is because I worked at a video store in an area that might have had some problems, more so now actually than when I worked there
No.
30 years ago or whatever the hell it was. 27 years ago? Who's counting? Me. And the guy I was working with, he had a handgun that shot pellets, but it looked like a Dirty Harry kind of a thing.
Really?
Yeah, so it was
Magnum.
like a big, I think it looked like a Magnum. Now I don't remember. Now I want to make it all silver and make it look more like a cowboy gun.
Any gun pointed at you, it looks pretty big.
Yeah, it was a big version of whatever they got. I'm just trying to remember if it had chambers or if it had a clip. I mean, it probably had a clip because it shot these BB pellet things. Anyway, he brought it to work one night. It was a slow night at the video store. And so we were set up pop cans on the shelf
Oh, nice.
over in the kids' corner. And then we took turns trying to knock them down by using his monster, dirty, hairy pellet gun situation thing. And the only way I could think of to shoot it,
To justify shooting?
not even to justify shooting it, because it's just the game just happened to be knock stuff down. The fact that I was using something that could take out a child's eye was irrelevant, unfortunately. I was scared of it at first because I don't like guns. But I tell you, after you've shot a gun, you're cuckoo for guns.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I stood there, upright, all 6'1" of me, with my arm outstretched, with the gun pointed at the thing.
Yeah.
And I shot at those cans, bang, 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 and sometimes they went down. Oh, it was fantastic. But I didn't think what it looked like outside at 11:30 at night.
Oh, yeah.
With me lit up in the fishbowl
Fishbowl.
environment of the video store.
The guy shooting off a gun.
The gun fired. Nothing happened from that, other than the girl that was on the morning shift. When she vacuumed, there was a whole bunch of clattery things over in the kids' corner that went up into the old vacuum cleaner.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you weren't shot by the police as some sort of a bandito.
That's the kind of thing that could have happened. Like just like the wrong coincidental call comes in, we've got shots fired, guys are driving on the roads, and there's the guy there. Now, fortunately, they were Canadian, so ideally somebody would have come in the door and said, "What's rolling on your weapon?" as opposed to just strafe the building like they would in the movies. Anyway, that was the first and last time I've ever shot even remotely a gun.
Until tonight.
Tonight, when the Nerf glow shot changed my world forever. But the problem with guns
Yeah.
Yeah.
is that they're only good if you shoot at something.
Yeah.
A target, a moving target, and then that's the slippery slope. Because that's the thing, right? But it's such a cool thing to be able to pull a trigger and see a thing go down.
I know.
And that's why the laser one is so much nicer, because nobody gets hurt unless it gets you in the eye. Tip big!
Good night, everybody.
We'll wrap this one up. Thank you for listening to the Gentlemen of Elegant Leisure. If you go out to the local bar and order a Gibson or a Yukon Jack cordial, please be kind to your waitstaff, because they have to suffer with a lot of idiots with guns. Be a gentleman of elegant leisure and
Tip big.